the fun begins.
Hello, welcome to the Council. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight's meeting of the Council by calling the Council to order. Hello to everyone and thanks for joining us. The Council is a live Twitch talk show and podcast discussing Star Wars The Old Republic. I am Elise, and with me are my fellow Council members, Redna.
Howdy doody.
We see ears for the
Magic
first
Ace.
time ever.
Magic Ace.
Hello.
And Sakari.
Hey, everyone.
Tonight we're going to talk about bucket lists and SWTOR and what's on people's bucket lists for SWTOR. That was like a little weird. Anyway,
What's
bucket
on?
lists, SWTOR, what do you have left before they shut off the servers, let's say?
Yes,
There you
pretty
go.
much. That works.
And after this live broadcast, you can find our recorded episodes everywhere podcasts are found, like on our YouTube channel. Check out our social media. Please don't forget to follow us on Twitch. You can also find us on our Facebook page, which would be facebook.com/thecouncilswotor. We also have Twitter, which is @thecouncilswotor.com. And our website, which is working now, is www.thecouncilswotor.com. You can also find us on Patreon, which is patreon.com/thecouncilswotor. But wait, there's more. You can also generally find us in any search engine just by typing in the Council SWTOR. Ta-da!
She's getting away. She can just rattle that stuff off kind of in her sleep. Okay, so we have numerous things going on this episode that are really throwing me for a loop. Number one, Redna has shoulders. I think Arjar said that in chat. That's just odd. Number two, Redna has ears. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with this.
Oh my gosh, she's a normal human being.
And then Elise is was struggling with yawning right before we started, and I saw her pull one off right as things transition to magic. So.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Oh my goodness, we're gonna have a great night tonight. I can tell.
Wow.
Right off the bat.
Arte.
All right, let's go ahead and get into the icebreakers. Everybody knows the icebreaker is just a quick, easygoing question just to help us get into the mood of chat. We are talking about bucket lists tonight, as Elise mentioned. What is it that you'd like to do in SWTOR before they turn the servers off? This is not to herald that they are turning the servers off. That is not what we're saying. The topic tonight is just like, hey, what do you still have that you would love to do in this game before the end of it? So that's all it is.
Because if we're not in denial, eventually one day this game will not be functioning. I doubt when my child is driving, this game will still be viable with a lot of brand new content. So therefore, we are not the naysayers saying, oh, the game is dead. We're just saying, inevitably, the servers will shut off. This is what the topic is about. What do we want to do before that inevitable moment?
Right. Yeah, so we're being very careful not to start a fire here. This is good.
Yes.
And yes, Redna figured out what I meant by ears.
Boo-hooers like crying on the social medias. Oh, they're talking about the end of the game. Yes. People have been talking about the end of the game since it launched.
Yes.
So, no, we're not. We're talking about our bucket list of things that we love to do. Shut up.
However, to be fair, there's a difference between launch and 7+ years later. So, again, we're not saying they're shutting down the servers.
I will say, from my anecdotal experience, the intensity and the frequency with which people have been talking about the game shutting down has not changed in 7 years. It is the same. Since Guild Wars 2 launched, because it was when Guild Wars 2 launched, oh my god, it's gonna kill the game, and then WildStar launched, oh my god, it's gonna kill the game, and it's like constant, and lo and behold,
I don't think one of those really, as someone who's come to the game late after the large YouTubers started saying the game is dead. I didn't hear anything about either one of those games.
Well, when it went
however, what's more concerning is BioWare releasing more games. That is more concerning. That's another show.
Yes, it is another show.
I'll just say this, that when it went free to play, people were like, "Oh, this is it now. It's the end of the game. They're allowing free to play players. You can get all the way to the end cap, blah blah blah." So, I mean, even then, with brand new content
all they did
out,
was change
Rise of the Hutt Cartel,
their pricing model.
They were still saying it. Yeah. Well, like, you had to pre-order Rise of the Hutt Cartel, and I remember in Gen Chat on Bastion, they were, like, freaking out, and they're like, this is the end. The game's shutting down now. This is the last content we're going to get. I'm like, Really?
Yeah,
I'm
there
just
was
now
podcasts
getting into it.
ending with the first expansion because this is the death knell of the game. Like,
Yeah,
there's
so
just
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying they've been saying it for forever. So that's
ongoing.
not what we're saying.
Okay.
Now,
Now that we have
These are the
on to our
thoroughly
topic.
theorists that have reasons for literally everything in life. No, we didn't land on the moon. You can see the wires. Star Wars.
Right.
See
It
the
was
wires.
real. This is actually documented evidence. We found it buried in the Midwest, and now we're preaching the gospel of Luke Skywalker.
the Earth is
okay?
flat. Right. Okay.
That's right. I'm going to build my steam-powered rocket to prove that the Earth is flat.
Okay, so now that we have thoroughly beaten the dead horse about this, just to make sure.
It's already decaying.
Okay, so the question of the night, the icebreaker question. Name one thing that is on your real life bucket list. Elise.
Okay. That's easy. Go, Elise. Go.
This should be easy, right? Everyone's got a bucket list.
It's kind of hard, actually.
Really?
Yeah, kind of is. Probably moving to be closer to a beach.
That sounds fantastic.
That is on my bucket list.
I have lived on a beach and it was glorious. The only thing I hated was I missed seasons, legit seasons, not just summer and hotter summer.
I've had enough seasons in my X number of years. I feel good about it. Losing them, I feel good about it.
That was a great one. Yes, look, it is a hard question. If you're not really putting much thought into it, you have to come up on something on the spot. But actually, I find most people think about things that they would love to do a lot. So just kind of reach into your mind and pick out one. Redna, what do you have? Bucket list, my friend.
I don't know. I just bought a piano, and that was like the last thing on my bucket list that I can think of. So my bucket list might be empty. If you're talking about IRL, I got married. I got a house out of it. I got a new car. I got a baby. Like, what else is there?
I like
I've
how
been
baby's the
skiing.
last one. How's car piano baby?
I've been to every continent.
I'll bet Redna is so broke
No,
right
I know.
now.
I got it. I need to go to Louisiana, and I need to go to Alaska. That way I will have been to all 50 states.
Oh, see, that's a good
Oh,
one.
One of
cool.
my things is all 50 states.
Another baby, chat says.
I still
Try
have
that out,
the
Redna.
whole West Coast, Alaska, Hawaii, and like the northeast part of the U.S. I still have to go to them.
I'm jealous of the been to every continent piece. I've not
No kidding. Yeah.
even left North America. But anyway.
You'll have to
We
work
have
on
been
that
in
at
the
least.
ocean, so I left North America.
I think
kinda.
the only way we're going to get Elise off the continent is if there's like an E3 in Germany or something. Then she'll go to that.
Well, they've got Gamescom.
Yeah,
and I
there
would
you go.
happily go to that, but it's expensive to get over there. I'd have to take the whole fam.
All right, Sakari, what about you?
Ooh, I get to go. So I am kind of a astrophysicist nut. So I actually redo a lot of reading on astrophysics and stuff outside of gaming, believe it or not. So I think one of the things that would be on my to-do list for all time would be to get out of. Actually, let me offer you two. One is I'd love to see the Aurora Borealis with my own two eyes. I want to go north, and I want to see them just myself. Another thing is I want to do is go somewhere on Earth.
So you're going to Alaska with me, is what you're telling me.
Probably, yeah. We'll go
You
to
can see it
Alaska.
in Wyoming too, depending on the time of year and the day and how.
Oh, cool, yeah. So I could probably go to
Person
Montana.
I was supposed to go to Alaska with bailed on me. They're not going anymore, so I'd totally be up for Alaska. Let's do
Now,
it.
believe it or not, I have been to Alaska and I have been to the Yukon Territory. If I was going to have a chance to see it, it would have been up there, but it wasn't going on that time of year. So yeah, I do want to see that. I also want to go to some place in the world that is sufficient darkness, no light pollution, to where I can look into the heavens and see the Milky Way galaxy with my own two eyes. Those are my two things that I want to do. I've never been able to just look up.
You need to go to the
and
Midwest
see that
then,
many
because
stars.
come to the Midwest then, because I go outside in the field like right down the road from my house with my telescope and I look at the stars. It's gorgeous.
But have you
There's no
seen
light pollution out
seen the Milky Way to where the stars start to blur together? There's so many of them.
Yes. You haven't? Are you a city boy?
Dude, I live in Dallas. There's light
but you
pollution here.
Clearly weren't born there.
Yeah, no, but see, I'm talking
He doesn't
about
remember.
I'm talking about like the place in Chile or whatever where it's like the darkest sky in the world, and that's where they like do like astronomy, like the real telescopes are. I mean, that's where I'd like to go, kind of a thing. So, I feel like I'm being weird.
No.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
What one of my nerdy dreams is I want to go to the Hubble telescope and like see everything. I want to go to the Hubble Space Station. I want to be like in the sky. I want to do all the fun things. that I
Literally,
can't do.
go to the
So-
Hubble telescope.
Yes. Yeah. I want
So-
to
so
go
to-
see
just-
it all.
Just for your own information, if you wanted to stay in the United States, Big Bend National Park is in Texas and is one of the top 10 best stargazing sites in the United States.
Really?
Or you could go not too much further. Death Valley National Park has the best. So outside, and then Hawaii. Everybody knows
I would
about Hawaii.
expect it in Death Valley, yeah. So Big Bend, you said? I'm gonna make a note of this. Big Bend.
outside of Wyoming in Laramie, we drove about 40 minutes outside, and there's literally nothing in the center of Wyoming. So
There's like
There's nothing.
in the middle.
There's just
There's
Not
rocks.
the U.S.
and there's no light pollution. We stood there. There's so many stars. Like you don't realize it until you get out there.
Oh, yeah.
So, and
There's
it's
a field
absolutely
behind-
gorgeous up there. So
There's a field behind my childhood
Yes.
home that I would go out and look at the stars like every night. I'd just lay down in the grass or I'd take a blanket and lay down and just look at the stars because in that little area, all the street lights are like on the other side of town. There was no street lights on our street or the street behind us. So this little field is just nice and dark. Oh gosh, it was gorgeous.
Well, and the benefit is if you can find somewhere that is actually more of a desert climb, you get better experiences because the lack of moisture in the air actually creates a clearer image. So,
Well,
cool.
both Retta and Sakari have mentioned two of the things on my list, so I won't be talking much about those. But yes, all 50 states is on there. All 50 states are on there. I need to see them all. Even if it's just driving through, stopping for a second, taking a photo and driving through, I'm fine with that because that's a lot of territory. I understand. The other one, like I said, I want to be like out in space and doing all the cool things. Okay, I'm playing Star Wars. I like space. So I guess my personal one that nobody's mentioned or said anything about, I actually wanted and still want to be a pilot. I actually want to obtain my pilot's license and actually fly. Like that's something I've been working towards for a while, but it's really expensive and kids are really expensive too. So it's taking longer than I planned, but I've not let it go.
So basically, what you're saying is you want to immediately write off a jet. Sorry.
Pretty much.
I'd like to sit in the pilot seat and immediately write the thing off. That'd just be great.
Well,
Sorry,
I'd like
bad
to
joke.
be in it while it's flying. I would like to do that. I would like to obtain my pilot's license
Right.
to actually be a licensed flyer. I had a family friend when I was a child who owned his own private jet and was a pilot, and we flew with him. And I was like totally hooked even then. I was like 5 years old, and I was like, this is what I want. This
Yeah.
is what I want. I want this. And so I've been working for it, and I have two uncles that were pilots as well. And so I've kind of just been around it my whole life, literally, and I'm still going to do it.
I think it's really cool how
It's taken a while.
those, like, some experience during your childhood like frames something you want to do with the rest of your life. Just that one experience, or cluster of them. But I think it's really cool.
I even went through a phase where I studied like every single aircraft, and I could tell you all the World War II planes, World War One. Like I was like, oh, it's simple. That's blah blah blah. I've lost a lot of that knowledge in the last, decade. But before then, I could just rattle off all the useless information that nobody around me cared anything at all about, except for those uncles.
Right. And they're like, yeah, good for you.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. They sit down and watch like airplane documentaries with me, and everyone else in the house is like, ugh.
I got another one. Another full night's sleep before I die.
I've only had a few. Okay.
Oh my goodness, you are a new dad.
You got some time there, buddy. It'll come, but
Yeah, everyone, the rest of us are parents, and we know, and we sympathize. we feel your pain, my friend. Elise, would we like to ask the question in chat and talk about our poll for the week?
yes. So the poll question was: service Okay, would you say you have done everything on your bucket list? A is yes, absolutely. B is I had a few more things to do, did most of it. C is I had quite a lot more to do. Or D, I was nowhere near complete with my bucket list. So those were in relation to the servers being turned off. Where would you stand? Just in case anybody was confused.
We should not have mentioned the servers being turned off. I think that was a mistake. now that I think of it, that might have been a problematic.
They're like,
idea.
wow, the council SWTOR is talking about the end of SWTOR.
Any of that on Reddit.
We
if that
could
was
make it more
really
real. If North Korea hit the United States with an EMP, what was left undone in SWTOR? Obviously, you've got
There
bigger,
you
important
go.
things in life after that happens, but
What would you?
SWTOR would still be left undone.
Yes. What would be out there that would make you shake a fist at the heavens and say no? Or do Vader. You could do Vader too if you want. Vader, no.
I'm not going to embarrass myself by doing that on live broadcast, but
I like Luke.
secretly I do.
All right, everybody in chat, if you would like to join our poll for this thing, just pick the letter that corresponds to your answer. So if it was yes, absolutely, go ahead and hit A. Uppercase, lowercase does not matter, but just hit A or B or C or whichever you would prefer. What we'll do is go around and kind of talk about how we would answer that, and then what we will do is echo to chat the results and see if chat kind of agrees with us or disagrees with us. And then from there, we'll go to the community poll and see what the community thought of this question. So let's go in reverse order to how we did the other one. So Magic, I'll start with you. How would you have answered this question?
I definitely would have said C. I had quite a lot more to do because, I mean, I still have not downed Hateful Entity. That wrecks you fast. Even not doing the ads correctly is wrecked so fast. Until I get that done, like the very top of my list is not even met. Like I don't even care about Wings of the Architect or the Mask and stuff. The only thing that dropped really that I actually absolutely wanted was a Corruptor Blade. Got that in hard mode. That wasn't difficult. But see, I'm a completionist, and there's still a lot of things on my list that are not 100%, and therefore there's a lot of things that I really want done that I don't have yet. Like I am super close to Scare Bear. It's just frustrating to be so close and still not have it. There are several things that I can think of just bam like that I have to have. I mean, Brontez Nim, I'm not done with this game until I get it. I'm really close, but just not there yet. I mean, getting Corruptor Zero down in Nim the other day was awesome because I expected it to be so much harder than it was, and it was a cakewalk after Draxus's. A nightmare, literally. Nightmare rating is named for Draxus Nim. But yeah, there's several things I like to do. So my answer is C.
Okay, so there's a lot that you still would like to get to.
And we don't have time for me to list them all.
Okay, so then I believe I was next in this order. So what I'm going to say is B. I had a few things more to do. So, I mean, like, I'm to the where if everything kind of turned off tonight, I'd be like, okay, I had some stuff I needed to do, but I wouldn't be completely and utterly destroyed over it. I wouldn't be bent out of shape, but it would be kind of a bummer. A little bit of a bummer. That's my answer. Okay, so then Redna, was it you? We started with Elise, right? So Redna.
Sure.
I'm trying to remember the order here and do it backwards.
Did Elise answer?
Not this
I'm
question.
last.
Mm-hmm.
You're next.
Oh, you're last. Okay.
We're saving the best for last on this.
I would say somewhere before Christ, somewhere BC. I'm not sure in between there. I have a few more things to do. I don't know that I have quite a lot more to do. I've played all the story I ever care to. You know, like it certainly wouldn't be considered a bucket list if I decided to go through and actually finish some of it. The chat room mentioned, you know, achievements, but realistically, ever since they just randomly deleted like dozens of them and said that that was their intention, that you spent, you know, an entire summer working on something and then they just delete it, I've lost all faith that they'll actually let me keep anything I dedicate time to. So I want to finish all of the nightmare operations, like just standalone. That's something that I do want to do. I'd have to, you know, sit down. The thing is that, like, I think as a part of having become quite happy with life, I've stopped being so desperate to achieve certain things in my video games. It's more like I like getting online and playing with my friends and doing things. So my bucket list is probably smaller than it might have been even just a couple years ago.
I think that's interesting too, is to talk about like the evolution of bucket lists, right? What things go on and what things come off the longer you last in this game. And maybe we can touch on that tonight and see what we all have to say about it. We'll see. Elise, what about you?
I am B.
Okay, so a few more things.
I have 2 more things to do in game, and that's it.
Okay. Now
Okay.
we need to know what they are.
I don't care about achievements, and that's how I manage to keep myself from going nutso on any game. That's my line I draw in the sand, that I don't complete, because then for me, then it's not the enjoyment of playing the game, it's checking boxes, and that's not what I want games to be, because I do that for
Right.
real life, right? So
Right.
To be fair, the achievements in this game lack a massive degree of creativity or fun.
Yeah.
Most of them are kill X amount in this area. Now kill a factor of 10 more of that.
Right.
Now kill a factor. It's like there's
Right.
very little fun achievements in this game.
Right. I mean, I think it's kind of cool that some of them have the titles, and I have actually gone for a few of those. The special snowflake one I actually did once. So I worked for that one because I thought the title was cute. So, but other than that, I just have to finish my last 2 class stories, and then.
Wow. So yeah, no, I would. That is an answer I would
That's it.
expect from you. Is just to finish all the stories and then have played it. Yeah, totally.
So
See,
that's it.
My bucket list was always evolved from like my console gaming, where I'd play through on the easiest mode all the way up to the most difficult mode, and that was my achievement needed for those things. And then once I got to like Halo, and you could like find little Easter egg of things, I'm like, ooh. And then like Mass Effect Andromeda, there's so many Easter eggs in that. I was like, oh, I gotta find them all. So those sorts of things is what made me an addict in SWTOR when I seen all the like achievement progress. The first thing I ever got to 100%, I became so addicted. After that, I was like working towards getting them all. I'll go through on each planet, pub side and M side, and just do everything I can on the planet. Most of my planets are at 100%. Yes.
Magic is such an
See,
A
that's-
type. It's great.
It just makes me tired.
Well-
I go after the ones that like have something that I want. So like in Inquisition, there was a couple of things that I wanted that you had to do a certain like sequence of events, and then I would do it, but the reward had to be enough. So much like what Brendan was saying, but that's me. So-
Fair enough. Absolutely. All right, let's send to chat the results and see what everybody had to say to this. And it seems the chat bot is running a little bit slow tonight, so just give everybody a heads up. It may take a second or 2 here. Apparently, we had no votes for yes, absolutely. For B, I had a few more things to do. Did most of it. 6. That seems like that's where most people are. C, I had quite a lot more to do. 5, and I was nowhere near complete with my bucket list. 3. So does everybody agree with Redna? It was BC. That sounds like that's where the split was.
I'm BA, I think.
Really?
In between being done and have a few more things to do.
You're not
She's
very
maybe-
invested
I have
at
a
all.
couple. I have a couple of things to do.
She knows exactly how many there is to do.
Yeah, that's it.
I recently started playing WoW, and there's only 2 things I care about in that game, since all my focus is on this. I want the title Crazy Cat Lady. I want to have 250 mounts on one character so I can get a specific mount.
250 mounts.
Yes. I care
I
about
was gonna
nothing
say
else.
Crazy Cat
because-
Lady's not hard. The 250
Yes.
mounts, yeah.
Well, I have people helping me, thankfully. I have a brother-in-law who had a crap ton of stuff. He's like, oh, I'll just give it all to you. I'm like, yes. But yeah, all my achievements, though, in Star Wars, I want it all at 100%. All of it.
That's cute title though. Crazy Cat Lady.
I love all the kitties.
That is
Yeah.
really cute.
The funny thing is, I was so into the achievements that I actually have like the first 5 planets on both factions, because they're a little out of different order, but I have them at 100%, to the extent that I even like went and killed people of the opposing faction. Fortunately, I was on a PvP server at the time, but like it's like you got to kill 10,000 minions on each planet or more. And I did a bunch of those, and it's really kind of a shame. I'm not usually the type to really just grind for the sake of grinding, but I was really enjoying just watching that number go up, and I just lost. I stopped. Well, and that was It really ruined all the fun for me.
Redna's getting into regrets.
Took away the 100.
Redna's getting into regrets. It's great. He's like, back in my day.
It's true. I want to be able to enjoy it again, but BioWare completely destroyed that. So it's upsetting.
I will say it is very annoying when I go and look to the DVL event and it doesn't show all the hard work I put into it. That is very frustrating because I did every dang thing you could do on that event, and it just
me too.
There's nothing, and I'm like, you know how much time I put into this?
This is so interesting to me because you have you two who are like completely bent out of shape by this whole thing, and Elise and I are unfazed because we don't bother at all with
I did exactly the bare minimum that I had to get what I wanted.
Well, let's put it this way. The way that I was even incentivized to do that stupid event was that what I did was, because I'd already done it, 2 or 3 times for every one of the base stories in order to experience all the little differences, right? So what I did was I went through and played naked with all of the classes through all of DVL. I never put on any gear.
There's a joke in there.
I used the outfit designer to put a skin on myself, but otherwise I just did it. I had to have a weapon equipped in order to actually attack stuff. But yeah, that was like doing
my sword not being able to cast your sword bubble
or whatever.
Very annoying. Well, anyways, let's not get into that. let's go on because it's gonna get me on a rabbit trail. My tangent's already beginning.
All right, so let's talk about the poll results.
The community poll results were B with 56 votes, which is number 1. I had a few more things to do, but did most of it. Second was D. I was nowhere near complete with my bucket list with 47 votes. Third is C. I had quite a lot more to do with 45 votes. And last is A, yes, absolutely, with 27 votes. I have to say on Reddit, it looked like the preponderance of the replies were, yep, did everything I needed to do in the game. I would say that was the general.
Well, and not everybody is hardcore about it.
On Reddit.
But you're saying that was the majority there would have said, I've done it. Because I think that's interesting because that's
commenters. So
you
have to remember a lot of people read it and don't comment. So it's a certain population that comment.
I wonder if there's something. I wonder if there's some kind of a personality trait that creates that correlation, where they're the go get it done, go do it, and then go. Or maybe they haven't done anything and they're just saying it.
I raid with some of those people. They only stay in Star Wars because they want a few of the nightmare achievements. But as soon as we're done raiding, they log off and they go to WoW or Overwatch or whatever else they're playing. Like the second
raid log,
Redna.
That's me.
Yeah, but you also got a kid you log off and go take care of. I know how that is.
Sure. Hey, just as an update, I don't need to put it in the announcement section, but I did get my gear pimped out and I'm pulling 700 more DPS.
Nice. You actually got it.
I mean, yay, Redna. Sorry, Redna's DPS in my group, so we needed that gear.
Yeah,
the whole team needs it.
3% for Terror from Beyond Nightmare.
Yes.
Have fun with that.
I'll
sit here and just not care with Elise. Me and Elise will sit here and just not care.
I mean, we're happy for you.
We are.
We are happy for you all, very much so. But that makes me tired too. But enjoy.
I will say
100% enjoy.
What I do is because what you have to do is you got to practice in order to be able to push all the buttons in the right order at the right speed and be able to adjust depending on when things crit or don't crit or whatever. So what I do is sometimes you've just got a bad start when you're trying to do on the training dummy, right? And literally, you're just sitting alone on a training dummy trying to make really big numbers. So I figured out a great way. When you get a bad start or you misclicked or you did something wrong, you just stop. And while you wait for it to reset and have to reapply your buffs and everything and do the stupid dummy again, you take a shot. By the end, your DPS numbers might be really bad, but you feel
You're not stressed out.
And you don't feel bad about sucking. That's how I've gotten through all of this.
The mental games we play.
All right, so Sakari, you got yourself a bucket list, yeah?
I am the only one who put my bucket list in the show notes. And
That's because we would have a lot of pages if I put mine in there, so I did not.
So whenever we
Mine
do
is only
this,
2,
everybody
so-
makes me share my stuff, and then they all make fun of me for it. That's what happened the last time we did this.
Okay,
I'm
that sounds like a
fine
lot
with
of
that.
fun, actually. We've only got 30 minutes, so I can fill 30 minutes of making fun of
I
Sakari.
can quickly list
Hey.
like 4 things that are easy that I've not already mentioned and not detail them. But other than that, it's going to be a really long list.
Hey, whenever we do nerdy topics, I put pages on here.
Yes,
She-
so
she does.
she
She
really
links
does.
pages. She puts pages, like she's all into it.
I have links and graphs and numbers. So
Yeah, our Patreon, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering, there's some good articles on there. Like we put all the articles that we're talking about behind the scenes get shared to Patreon. So if you're interested in some of that content, it is available for you to go check out.
I'm going to be perfectly honest, too. Our after-show conversations, I'm starting to think sometimes are even better than the show.
Because we're not limited to SWTOR necessarily. We can go anywhere we want.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of movie chatter recently. So a lot of critique. So kind of cool.
Well, and I like being able to tap each of you for some of your specialties and just be like, okay, you do the talking and explain to me like I'm 2. Because mostly I'm mentally.
Which we do anyways, whether he wants it or not.
That's true.
Because with having a child and no sleep, that's mentally kind of where he is.
He's like,
You
what?
know what?
Try that
Actually,
again.
the no sleep thing has gotten so good now that I'm actually starting to I'm getting visuals. Things are constantly happening in the peripheral vision. Like, what
He's hallucinating now.
things are moving and stuff, but they're not, because when you look over there, no, it's just a computer monitor. But I swear it was moving.
You're well on your way, my friend. Welcome to Parenthood. a
It's
lot of fun.
awesome.
All right, so let me throw this out there. I would like to make 1 billion credits. I'm going to do the Dr. Evil thing. I'd like to make
And
it.
after you do that, you're going to share it with me so I can say I did it too.
Yes, no kidding. Exactly. Like,
I already
hey,
got
just
all the
transfer it
titles
around.
From credits. Not
Yeah,
because I
if-
actually worked hard to earn those. Someone who was a good friend was like, "How about I pass them to you? You get the title and pass them back."
Yeah,
I'm like,
that thing's so
"Okay."
cheesable. That's a thing.
Great.
I think I did it as a guild leader once when I just pulled everything from my guild bank and put it in again. Did it that way. So I just used everybody in my guild to my ends. But I'd
Wow, now we feel really good on council.
you need to hang with Kirk.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kirk is rocking that kind of.
I mean,
Kirk's the
Sleaze.
pimped out dude that's got all the money like just dripping off him. He's like, credits. Oh,
he's-
yeah.
yeah, he's got
What's
the
it?
commas.
Three
His
commas.
three commas.
He has a tune named 3 commas.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
Sorry.
But so I want to, but
Oh,
I want to
thought that
legitimately
had
earn.
something to do with some kind of learning disability or something. That actually has meaning behind it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Well-
from Silicon Valley, right?
Kirk
Yes.
never does anything without me.
Oh, I know who it is. Yeah, the real douchebag with the hot
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
do you know what it means to be a part of the 3 comma club?
yeah.
Okay,
So-
now I got it.
Kirk,
I got it.
Kirk is a bro. He's not a douchebag.
And he got some
yeah, he is a bro.
fancy gold outfit and stuff, and he's all pimping, and yes, it's really funny to hang with.
And he's
them,
got all the
but-
emotes where you drop the money. He's got all that stuff good to go, so it's awesome. But yeah, no, I really do want to. I mean, this is total pie in the sky for me because I spend stuff as fast as I make it. But I would like to legitimately, and there's actually kind of a part 2 to this. I'd kind of like to build a crafting empire to where I'm in 4 or 5, 6 different markets where I'm rolling good in the market and doing well. I know the market and earn over time 1 billion credits. That's kind of the number I put out there to say, hey, I managed to get rich somewhere because goodness knows I'm not going to get rich in real life. So I might as well do it with with credits.
See, but just think, if you
You
spent
were
that
very
many
dense,
hours
Kari. You
working
just
on
said
real
you-
life,
I'm very realistic in real life, but in the game I can be stupid. Sorry, Rena, what was that
the
that
only,
you said?
thing, the only thing that keeps me from being able to do that in real life is family.
People.
Because they keep spending my money. I mean, it's like, check it out. I hit a new, I hit the 1 comma club. And she's like, oh, sweet, I can spend that.
I got some new
On the baby.
shoes.
Sure, on the baby.
I was about to say, usually when I spend all the money, it's because I'm like, this is on sale for the kids, this is on sale for the kids, this is on sale for the kids, goodbye money. Yeah. So Anyways, Elise, you got something?
She
Anything else to add?
she knows exactly what her two are.
Yeah.
And she
I
wants
gotta
to.
finish
Okay,
the
so no.
Jedi Knight and the Sith Warrior story.
Okay.
I want my legendary status, and actually, I would like to finish my Manon stronghold and get the train stronghold. I do want to get that, so that's.
I am going to help you get that because it's worth it. Just don't bring a stealth class because it always ends up glitching out the big turrets. Even still, they say the glitch is fixed, but if I'm in stealth on my operative, underneath once I drop down in the train, I still aggro the turrets up top. So I do not bring my stealth tunes. Which is funny because that's what I was grinding to get the stronghold was on an operative healer.
Oh, I thought it was funny because I had no idea what you were talking about.
I'd have to bring my tank. That's kind of like my bounty hunter tank.
So you don't have a decoration bucket list goal? Like I want to have.
She wants all the.
Yeah, I want the hanging planters from Umbara.
You unlocked it, Ridna.
Super cool. I want the hanging torches from Umbara. Those are super cool. I like the Zyos benches. A lot of the Zyos stuff is really kind of fancy but sci-fi. It's hard to explain. So yeah, I mean, yes. I'd love to have the spa, but I don't want to throw down the 32 million or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to spending a crap ton of credits.
Is that a cartel market item or something?
It was. I don't think it's currently purchasable.
It'll be like
I
1,400.
don't mind throwing down credits for stuff like that. If it's something I really want, I'm like, that's what I'm getting all these credits for, is for the stuff I really want. So I spend it.
That would be
I get all these credits so
of all my credits. So
well,
when the expansion comes out, get the new gear.
If my other guild did not have a repair fund, I would not even be able to afford the repairs on my gear for 3 nightmare raids. So I don't have a lot of credits, even if I did.
You better be doing some farming on the side.
I have been, because at the end of the week, my guild cannot cover the costs of all my repairs. Because
no kidding.
One of our groups wipes a lot. A lot. But anyways, I will quickly name off 3 things on mine because we are running out of time, and I've already mentioned 2, I think. So I want to, yes, complete all the nightmare things, but I really want to get Revan hard mode down so bad. Everyone talks about like, oh, Revan, oh, we're not going to get Revan. I've got all of TOS hard mode completed except Revan, and that last little % that's not complete literally bugs me all the dang
That's
time.
because Arena's shoddy minus 700 DPS.
No, I got that far with it.
No, it isn't. It's because people walk into stupid every pull. They wipe over and over. It's like we don't even get to the part where my DPS is the problem.
Let me just say this.
Because there is a DPS check at the end.
Hard. But apparently, avoiding the ads coming from the Boston TFB NIM is literally impossible for some people.
Right.
But again,
when you've got a 45-second lead time with these giant gaps, and all you got to do is literally walk through them, and
they still pull a gosh dang ad every time.
Freaking.
But anyways, another thing I really want is I want to get all of the original outfits that you buy from the cantinas, and I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it, and I just keep forgetting. Even when I go through planets and do like the 100%, there's still like these outfits, like the fancy something. Oh, I can't remember. There's like a whole list of outfits that you get that you could only buy from the vendors in cantinas on the specific planet. And once you get all that, it's like sharp dressed or something like that is the title you get. I really want that. I want like all the titles that you can get by earning, not just from like original like founder stuff. I mean, I want all the ones you can earn. I want all the NIM achievements. I want all the NIM decos, because honestly, I'm very annoyed that there's a couple of decos that dropped when we did Dreadful Entity, and I didn't get to roll on it because the guild leader was like, no, this is for the guild, and took it. So I want all those decos, I want all the titles, and I want all the NIM achievements. The dresses. I want all the pretty dresses.
Okay, actually, that reminds me, now that you mention it, I also
the pretty dresses?
I want all of the nightmare achievements. It's not just about getting all the nightmares done. I also need to do the, do it without dying, or do it in under 2 hours. All of the big ones.
I see, yes. The timed runs for the nightmare stuff. Wow, it's amazing how much like raid stuff you guys have on your bucket list. The stuff that you want to really get done is all like raid centric. I thought
that's
that'd be...
the only reason why I'm still in this game, because I almost left 2 or 3 other times. But then I was like, no, one day I'm gonna find that group and we're gonna get through crap, and I'm gonna be persistent.
It sounds like you guys are dang close. To me,
Well,
I mean, if you're where you're knocking on Revan's door, there's a song in there.
No, not the person I'm in now. That was back when I was still on Shadowlands, is when I got all the way up to Revan. But they wouldn't even attempt to pull Revan. They're like, none of us are even remotely ready for that.
Oh,
and
come on, let's
computer's
at least go.
laggy, so-
Yeah, that's when I say let's
No,
go
it's-
try it out for the
so
fun of it.
the reason would be because I have done all of the story content that actually is interesting anyway, in every way. You know, when you've done it at least 4 times on every character. Heck, I even leveled a character without leaving the trooper transport that you land on from start to finish in GSF.
Really? So
like-
you're in the starter area and on
Yeah,
max level.
Still inside, because you have to actually get through the story to get out of the shuttle. I hit escape and stay in the shuttle and just queue over. I did that over and over all the way up.
Now you can just pop a master's data
But
cron.
realistically, when it comes to like completion, how do you beat a game? I mean, for me anyway, beating a game isn't going and doing something over and over and over and over again indefinitely. There are benchmarks where you're done, and that would be doing all of the difficulty group content stuff. Now, granted, I would probably, if I were to actually finish all of the 8-man nightmare stuff, I'd probably want to go back and do it 16-man. But
16-man.
a lot of that too has to do with the fact that there is a certain drive. Like, I'd like to get a 4-man group together and do some ranked PvP stuff and actually get a team up. It's hard when queues aren't consistent enough, but it would be a lot of fun. I like working together with others so that we are all accountable for our own actions. And the nice thing about operations is if you all do your job right, you actually do your own job. You don't stand in stupid as a DPS. You hold threat right as a tank. You observe all the mechanics, and you keep people alive healing. Heck, if everybody's doing their jobs, the healers can actually add DPS in an operations group.
Utilize responsive safeguards as a merc and stand in stupid for that reflect. Yes.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah,
so
you do
there
know-
is something about the achievement behind working together and having everybody successfully.
Yeah,
do
because at the
something.
end, everyone's like, party! Yes! Woo! I'm so tired. Let's do it again next week. See you later. That's exactly how it is. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are why my achievements are stuck
So-
there. Otherwise, like, I'll go back to console gaming.
So on my
What about
bucket
myself?
list, another thing on my bucket list is that I would like to participate meaningfully, is what I'll say, meaningfully in a Nightmare Raid team. But I'm not like as driven as you guys, where it's the whole point is I want to get Revan, or I want to get Nightmare Brontis, or I want to. That's not the deal. It's just it's kind of like a hybrid between what you were just saying and what Magic is saying. Was of course we're there to kill the bosses, but for me it's more the experience of being on a team that has that kind of cohesion. That's something I want to experience. Where
Dude, I actually need a tank in one of my groups. Let's get you worked on, okay?
I should not have said that because now I got a job. Dang it. But yeah, I mean, and I actually believe it or not have a tank that's geared enough. I just need the 246.
That's fine. We'll drag
B
you through
mods
hard
is
modes
all
for
I
free.
need. Is all I need to actually have that guy's like perfect. But anyway.
And I can craft all the Augs. There you go.
Oh yeah, no, I do need to upgrade the Augs since they came up with another layer of that stuff. That's true.
So, I've got to say, the one thing I haven't mentioned that I would actually like is I do want every single pet in the game that
Oh.
you can get. I would
Yeah,
like
there with
all
you.
the pets. And since we have just a smidge more time than I thought we would, I feel like I can safely say this and not step anybody's toes. They had the little turtle. And for those of you who don't know, in the Rishi Stronghold that's coming out, the little juvenile turtle that you can buy on the cartel market is on the beach in your Rishi Stronghold. It's so cute.
Are you talking about Speedy? Speedy
Yes!
the turtle? Yeah.
I was like, oh, what is that over there? And I went over to this massive like deco hook and I threw down a deco and I was like, oh, it's my turtle. So I dropped my turtle pet that I bought on the cartel market. Well, I bought with the cartel market, the coins I already had. So got it from the cartel market. I have this turtle. I love it. It's like my favorite pet in the game right now. And I drop it, and right beside it is another one with the title Speedy on it. And so I got two little turtles, and they're walking the beach together. I put on the RP walk and just slowly walked, and I was like, I'll make a gif of this. I want all the pets. Like the phantasmal rackling that I have was one of the coolest ones. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. But I saw that turtle and I could not resist. All the pets are on my list, all of them. And I want all the cats, just like in WoW. I want all the cats. I want them all. They're so cute.
One thing I really admire about Magic is like the passion for this game. You know what I'm saying? Because like you and I have been playing since launch on this thing, and I think Magic is probably the next oldest player when it comes to time in this game, right? From when we time since launch to now, and then at least you're still actually, believe it or not, fairly new in this thing.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm fully aware of that.
To still have the passion for, oh, I've got this, I've got all these things. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of time. There's a part of me that kind of looks at the people that have like 100,000 things they want to do still, and oh my goodness, and that's why they fear the game ending, is because they've got so much more to do and they have the passion for it. I kind of am envious in a way. I'm more casual and cool, and it's probably because I feel like I've done a lot of the things I wanted to do, you know. But anyway, I'm just saying I admire the passion, and anybody else who joins her in that is it's pretty cool, I think. So
everyone's always like, "You need to calm down." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm getting my $14.99 a month's worth." Yes. Like, yeah. This is me. Game on.
You're probably getting about $300 a month worth, but you're only paying $14 for it.
I guarantee I'm not getting my money's worth in WoW until I get all the cats. But I'm totally getting my money's worth in SWTOR. I mean, I totally got my money's worth out of all the Mass Effect games. I've played them all except for Andromeda at least 7 times, and I've played Andromeda 4 times. So I'm totally getting my money's worth. Thank you.
I'll be honest, my EP's starting to come back though, since I started trying to get my DPS up, and I realized that I can be in the top 100 on the Parsley leaderboards. You know, the combat logs and stuff. So, because there was back in the day, like I was actually considered quite good, and now as I'm working on it, I realize I'm really quite bad. But I do want to actually, particularly with my gunslinger / sniper class, I want to get back up where I can say I'm top 10, at least get up there and really be not just on dummies either.
Whatever healer I'm healing with, if I can beat their numbers and people are not dying and we're getting content down, I'm cool with that. There's one healer I heal with that she started out healing less than me, and now she heals more than me, and it irks me so bad. I'm constantly swapping things up and we're the same class, so it's not like she's got a different class and so it's different kind of heals. No, we're both the same class.
And this is in rating though?
Yes,
in rating.
You know why?
Trying to beat her numbers.
You know why she beats you? They deliberately formed the group for the dumber people that accidentally stand in stupid for her group, and your group is the one that is more mechanically minded.
I will say, whenever I do swap and heal the other tank, my heal numbers do go up.
See?
I'm not slamming the whole team. I'm not. I love the team. I'm just saying.
Just that tank.
It drives me. It drives me. Those numbers, I'm constantly like, what did I do wrong this time? What did I do wrong My other raid team that I was on the other night, I looked at those numbers and I'm like, I can beat that. I changed 2 things and I beat his heals by 3K, and I'm like, yes, I knew it.
I just have a thought, and then we probably are going to have to move on to announcements. But I'm just wondering if the people who are answering, I have a ton of stuff to do, what content it is that they tend to gravitate to.
I know one
very rarely.
That's a good question.
I mean, rarely is it that people are all rounders anymore. Most people kind of gravitate to one, an area, and maybe dabble in others. So I always just kind of wonder, the people who seem to be the most passionate about the games still tend to be the raiders or big PvPers. It just anecdotally anyway.
My main merc is almost 100 Valor rank, and that's one more thing I have to do. Like I bought a bunch of Valor boost, and I still haven't used any of them. I keep telling myself, use it before you go PvP, and I never think about the stupid things. But I PvP'd with her every night for 2 years, and I got her to Valor rank 74, 75. Like I am really close to getting there. And because I've been so focused on NIM now, it's fallen by the wayside. I'm like, I have to get there. I know there's PvPers who have like 100% of all the PvP achievements, because I see those people and I'm like, I am so jealous.
Oh, the big one I want is, what is it, meat bag or whatever it is? Like, or no, it's not meat bag, manhunter, maybe, I can't remember. But it's like you got to kill like 10,000 people in PvP or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get that, since I really don't kill a whole ton of people while I'm healing. I mean, the occasional electronet or rail shot will get somebody me, but for the most part, I'm just healing.
You can campaign your way there, though. Like, you have to basically stick with the group, and then whenever you get into a group skirmish, make sure you hit at least everyone there at once before... Because if you get a hit on somebody, then you count as having gotten a kill, whether, you know, if you participated in any kind of way. So there's probably a strategy to get there. You just have to...
Yeah, but there's also specific ones for getting the killing blow. And then there's ones like getting the killing blow while your celebration Jawa or party Jawa.
Right. Yes, like I'm constantly pulling out my Jawas. Yeah.
I always forget the stupid thing.
I think I'm at the point now, I have actually killed enough people with the Jawas out. I just need to kill people with their Jawas out. And that's a little bit harder. Thank goodness they added a second Jawa that actually counts towards that achievement, because originally it was a Jawa that was no longer available to anybody that was new in the game.
Yeah. Archman85 says it's 50,000. 50,000 player kills. My goodness.
In PvP matches, like open world doesn't count.
Yeah, just in war zones.
Well, there's different achievements for open world than there is.
Yeah, I know. I've done a lot.
Yeah, but that's specific title. My favorite PvP one I got was Battle Master. So like my main merc that my main healer merc, her name is Toxica. So she has Battle Master Toxica.
Oh my gosh.
Bringer of War. I love those titles so much. Every time I get on her, I'm like, mwah. And she's a mercenary, and she's like the Bringer of War.
Magic is so deeply imperial. It's just fantastic.
So I absolutely have to add something to my bucket list now that you mention it. I do need to finish. I've got a couple characters that are 80 or 90 Valor. I've never actually gotten a character to a 100 Valor.
That's apparently stinking difficult to do.
It's actually not. You know, you spend 2 years of every single night, you know, PvPing and getting your dailies and weeklies done, and, you know, you get there pretty quickly.
Oh, yes. Super easy.
Listen, I was in college, and I had a newborn, and I was working. It was hard. I could only PvP for like 2 hours a night, okay? That was all I had. It was a rough time, but I got that far.
That's
so now
strangely close to what I have now.
Yeah. I'm really, really close to it. It just drives me crazy. Every time I log onto that character, I'm like, it's time to get your dailies and weekly done.
I think I have a character to almost 50. I'm quite proud of that. I'm good.
I'm proud of it for you since you hate PvP. I'm proud of you, Elise.
I mean, I like doing it. I just hate arenas. Like, I like doing it with other people if I have at least one other person to chit chat with. And then whenever like you or Zacho would get in and go kill this person. Okay, go do that. I can follow directions. I'm just not strategic on my own because I'm like not really.
I'll be completely honest. Actually, the best raid groups I've ever been a part of are the ones that if you just shout something and they respond and do exactly what they need to and continue on.
Afterwards, everyone's so like, awesome. Good teamwork.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, it's like because you got the one person that actually has the global vision and can see everything. They're standing in the back, usually the healer, who's just like, hey, step aside. I moved. You know, hey, tank. Yeah, got it. You know.
It was like when we got down the two, when we got the two walkers down or whatever, when we all did that as a group for WOG, that was great. We had a good time.
I agree. For WOG to be able to take the walkers is a true feat.
And that took coordination.
That should have been an achievement of its own.
Especially when most people are drinking. You're right, and everybody's just basically partying and running their mouth the whole time. To have gotten that accomplished.
There are currently people in the chat who does not know what it is. For the guilds that we're in, Unholy Alliance, there's a group we have called WOG, What's an Ops Group, and it's specifically to teach people or to raid when they haven't, or for us who just want to casually get together and raid, and for the other half of us, they just want to get smashed while they raid. So
it's Friday night drinking game, basically.
It's a bowling league.
It's a bowling league. Basically, if you've ever heard the usual podcast, and it's Marshall's event, right? If you know Marshall, if you've heard Marshall, he's like kind of chilled, he's easygoing, get a frosty beverage. That's the spirit of WOG. It's his event, and so it's a blast. I mean, it's like and a lot of no bones, yes.
And we have to talk about what beer we're drinking that night. We have conversation just like the usual podcast.
And Kirk invariably shows up with 3 commas, you know. So he's talking about his Porsche.
and he buffs before raiding, which generally involves whiskey.
Yes. And I think that's what his bucket list is just to keep showing up.
Oh man, that's the best part of WOG, where you're like, hey guys, I'll be right back. I need to rebuff. This means getting another drink.
Yeah, refill of frosty beverages.
Time for buffs, and everybody's like not even clicking their buffs; they're stirring drinks.
All right, let us transition real quick into announcements. We got a thing or two to mention here. Redna, I'll let you mention the pucked thing because I saw that you added these to the show notes. But I just want to make sure everybody knows the council website, the councilswotor.com is now up again. It took me forever we removed it, the old hosting service, brought it up at a new hosting service, and then I had to painstakingly upload all of the episodes again and get all the code right and blah blah blah. So we've
And
got
for that, we salute you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. That was my achievement. I get 100% on that achievement. My goodness, I'm proud. And I actually say, generally speaking, it's kind of an improvement. I like where we're going with this website thing. So we are up and running again. If anybody wants to contact us there. Another thing, in recent weeks we mentioned, I think in one of the previous episodes, we do have the email addresses going now again. So any one of us, you can reach at Elise at thecouncilswotor.com, Sakari at thecouncilswotor.com. Every one of our names works. And there is the one that comes to the official council deal is the council at thecouncilswotor.com. I think Redna will mention that again in closing, but just want to make sure that information is out there and that you all know about it. Over to you, Redna.
And as I've mentioned on previous shows recently, but I actually came prepared with real, genuine information. Pucked 3 is happening Friday, July 20th, around 5 p.m. That would be at San Diego Comic-Con this Friday
So now,
at Mission Brewery during San Diego Comic-Con 2018, where you can also grab your official Pucked 3 t-shirt and join your favorite SWTOR Star Wars podcasters for a night of drinking, swag, and podcasting. Elise will be present. I still don't think I'll be there, but I might just jump in the car and head that way.
it's a few hours, yeah.
It's a really long freaking
Usual
drive.
podcast will be there. And
Okay, so Pucked is, P-U-C-T is, Redna.
Passionately Casual, Usual Podcast, The Council, and It's a Trap.
Yes.
It used to be Corellian Run Radio, but they closed down. So we've taken over since Elisa's making her appearance.
Well, Corellian Run merged with Passionately Casual. So they're kind of both represented in the P, if you think about it.
Yes,
Just
they
throw
do
it out
pee.
And for Sakari, do you think you'll be making it?
This one, I was really looking at things going, maybe I can get out there, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen for me.
Us over here in the central time zone are like,
Yeah, no kidding. I'm really trying to work on a way to see if I can go to the next cantina, the one that's in Chicago, right? When is that?
That one I am trying to go to. That's in.
And I'm not going for
Next
Star
year.
Wars Celebration. That's what's up there.
April.
I'm going
Oh,
specifically for the
that's-
cantina.
Oh, did they make it for certain they're going to have it?
There's still chatter. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but
I was
there's
gonna
a
say, I hadn't heard about
specific
this.
content creator who contacted me and asked me to man the table at Celebration, the Star Wars Celebration. I am looking at trying to make that happen. She's trying to put that person is trying to put a table together.
but okay.
So, we're discussing. We're trying to.
Yeah.
I'm
So
going
wait, hold on.
to
Let me
Celebration,
qualify. I need
so-
to make sure we're responsible here. There's always the caveat, hey, it may not happen, but we're shooting for it. Because, I mean, like, BioWare has to secure the spot, and they have to there's a lot to line up, so there's always a chance it could not happen. But if it does happen, is what I'm saying. If they show up there, that's where I would like to be. And I don't know anything more than that. So I'm going to be responsible and put those disclaimers out there. But yes, if I could go to, because I have yet to go to an official cantina. I've been to the Bad Feeling stuff, but I want to go to an official cantina and meet like Chill and meet, Redna. I'm sure you're going to be there if this thing ever happens. Dude, you and I need to meet like in real life. If I hang out with Elise, Magic is stuck at home with
Everybody
kids, so
apparently is hung
Show up
out
to San
with
Diego
Elise 'cause
Comic-Con.
there was,
I know.
Wow, that kind of sounded dirty.
I need
just saying.
I need to get it.
Yeah, Elise gets around.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, those are the
I'm sure
announcements.
her husband's thrilled.
I dragged him
Anyway.
along. He got to go to New York last year, so he wasn't sad about it.
Hey, he was there for me too.
He was. He had never
Before
seen a
this
podcast.
gets
Like we
any
said.
more awkward, we want to say thank you to everyone who showed up today and was participating in our chat, lurking, and or just, generally hating us. We love you too. We appreciate you too. We really love the people who have been fans of our content. You're awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, thank you to everyone who participated in the straw poll this week, last week, and the week before, and pretty much generally everything. For those of you on Reddit, thanks. We love you too. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
she's got the fawn type thing going on there.
And that brings us to the end of the episode. The council is adjourned. If you'd like to reach us, you can email us at thecouncil@thecouncilswotor.com. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/thecouncilswotor. You can find Elise on Twitter at 8brown35, Magic Ace at the Magic Ace, me at R3DN4, and Sakari at I am Sakari. Also, don't forget our Patreon page at patreon.com/thecouncilswotor, where patrons can catch the articles we're talking about behind the scenes and exclusive backstage access to our after show chat, which is usually 15 to 30 minutes and can get cooler than the show itself. Just saying, but it's paid access, suckers. That's it for this week, guys. Get your head out of your cockpit.
Not all of us agree on that. Thank you.
That was a good one, though.
I understand.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
What? How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you be on the council and not be a master?
Take a seat, young Skywalker.
Forgive me, Master.